Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start off by reading you complete and utter fiction. This is a fantasy. This is a charade, a ploy, a shameless, overt stunt, political stunt and ploy. As if, well, I'll just read you this. This is fiction. New York Post, Bloomberg reportedly considering Hillary Clinton as his running mate. Politico, a Bloomberg Clinton ticket? MSN.com, Bloomberg campaign downplays but does not refute report he is considering Hillary Clinton as his running mate. Bloomberg is known only for golfing with President Trump, pushing stop and frisk, and a failed attempt at denying the people of New York Pepsi Big Gulps. That's about it. Okay, I'm going to read you some more fiction, and then we'll get to reality. Boston Herald, Mike Bloomberg reportedly considering Hillary Clinton as running mate. CNBC, Bloomberg is considering Hillary Clinton as his running mate. Now, Politico, Drudge floats the implausible, a Bloomberg Clinton ticket. Why would that be implausible? First of all, Hillary Clinton is going to be the nominee. Well, first of all, that is implausible. That's pure fiction. Clinton is not going to be second fiddle. If God came down, God Almighty, if God himself came down and said, Hillary, I am God. I created the universe. I'd like you to be my running mate. Clinton would say, oh, so you have a bias that I couldn't be president? Why? Are you like Bernie Sanders, who told Elizabeth Warren that I couldn't be president? No, thank you, God. I'm not second fiddle to anyone. There is not a chance in the ever-expanding universe, and even parallel alternate universes, and any place located within string theory where there's realms and ethereal planes, there's not a possibility in this universe that Clinton would accept becoming vice president from anyone in the Democratic primary. I called this in 2017, ladies and gentlemen. Hillary Clinton is going to be the nominee. Michael Bloomberg is going to give Clinton his pledged delegates. Sunshine, thank you. Luke St. Martin, Aircage 526, hello. They are just trying to keep Madam Secretary in the news, yet not in your face, yet not so. They don't want to frighten the average Democrat, because the notion of Hillary Clinton winning the nomination petrifies the average Democrat. Bucolic Buffalo, Bloomberg to get Gene Simmons' old boots from the 70s so you can reach. That is good. Bucolic Buffalo, thank you. Want to rock and roll all night and party every day. Bucolic Buffalo, thank you. That's awesome. You see he's like breathing fire and stuff on stage, Mike Bloomberg. So Politico is funny. By Saturday afternoon, Clinton had not publicly responded to the report. But earlier this month, Clinton told Ellen DeGeneres in an interview that she probably wouldn't be asked to be vice presidential candidate. That's because she's going to be she's going to be nominated for the presidency for the Democratic Party. She's going to be the Democratic nominee. This is a political machine. This is a ploy to float Clinton's name into the consciousness, into the media sphere, the media realm, to say, hey, Clinton is still around. Now, if they're saying that Clinton could be Bloomberg's nominee, vice president, it's not that much of a step between Bloomberg's vice president and, running for president. This entire charade started with the Steele dossier. That was their insurance policy that they talked about. Then they had the Mueller probe, which was nonsense. Then they had impeachment, which is nonsense. Then they had the notion that there's 30 candidates, which is nonsense. Clinton is running without running. She's running disparaging Tulsi Gabbard, disparaging Bernie Sanders, but because she's technically outside of the Democratic primary, she's able to get away with disparaging people without having her abysmal record disparaged. Therefore, she could simply, when they all run out of money, and they will, when they all run out of money, and they will, they're simply going to give their delegates. They're simply going to give their delegates to Clinton. The whole thing is a charade and nonsense. So if you look at Bloomberg, how do I explain this? You get this information out. It's so simple. So it starts with Drudge, but maybe a Clinton campaign operative, whatever, feeds the news to Drudge, and then Drudge publishes it. They're not going to feed the news to Bloomberg because they don't want, because then it'll be like, what? You mean that only a man could win? And then that whole thing. So the notion that Clinton would run for president is shocking and stunning and an abomination to most people. They can't wrap their heads around it. That's why when I've said it since 2017, in my Huffington Post article, Clinton 2020 is a reality, get ready for 8 years of Trump, people didn't know what to make of it. They're like, oh my God, she can't run, what, but she lost already. But, well, look who they have. Everyone they have has less of a chance of winning than Clinton. So how is this so difficult to understand? Yes, Clinton has the audacity. Yes, you wouldn't do it, but you're not Madam Secretary. Oh my God, there are state laws. Well, it doesn't matter. There's a million different ways to get around not filing. The pledged delegates are not legally bound to people who win. That's why Bernie Sanders has won the popular vote. When Clinton wins the popular vote, she says two things at once. The Russians cheated her, and she won the popular vote, therefore she won the presidency. When Bernie wins the popular vote, the Clinton campaign develops an app through former Clinton campaign officials, and suddenly the app doesn't work in Iowa, and then Bernie loses Iowa, and miraculously, Pete Buttigieg goes and wins Iowa, and then goes into New Hampshire with the momentum that Bernie Sanders should have had. It's pretty easy. It's really pretty easy. It's not difficult. This is not difficult. It's really not difficult to see. And what's taking place is pretty overt. There's not like this isn't some kind of surreptitious thing. They're doing it right in front of you. They're doing it right in front of you. Bernie Sanders being cheated right in front of you. Clinton is paving the way right in front of you. Okay? So it's really not that, it's not that difficult to understand. It's not that difficult to get. This isn't that difficult of a, and this is so hilarious. This is so hilarious. So people say, well, Clinton can't run, she can't run. But the reality is she's never stopped running. Thank you. Hello. Thank you. The reality is Clinton has never stopped running. The pledged delegates are not legally bound to vote for anyone. That's why Bernie has less pledged delegates than Mayor Pete. Furthermore, if you look at what's taking place, Biden is done. He has less delegates than Warren. Warren is done. She's running out of money. Mayor Pete doesn't have national recognition. Amy Klobuchar has somewhat of a base, but, Tom Steyer and Michael Bloomberg are paying for their votes. So it's like there's really nothing there. Now, when people say she can't run again, well, why not? They say, well, she would lose again. Well, why would you assume that Clinton cares? Why would you assume that Clinton cares? Why would anyone assume that Clinton would care about losing twice in a row? She's a gutsy woman. If she doesn't run, she has no chance. She has basically, I would say, Hillary Clinton has about a 10% chance. There is no, Ruby Tuesday, there is no deadline, because she could decide to run a day before and get all of she could decide to run a day before and get all of Bloomberg's delegates, Warren's delegates, Biden's delegates. They're not running for president. I'm trying to say, okay, Gutsy, Eric H526, Gutsy Woman. Listen, Biden does not want to be president. Okay, let's start with the basics. Biden does not want to be president. Okay, Biden does not want to be president. Warren does not want to be president. Mayor Pete does not want to be president. Or he might want to be president, but he knows he's not going to be this year. He could be in 2024. Well, I don't think so. He's a carbon copy of President Obama. Bernie Sanders wants to be president, but he knows he's going to be cheated. And he knows at the end of the day, he's going to simply say vote Democrat, and all Bernie voters are just going to go vote Democrat. All right? So this is a very overt charade and fiasco. And it's a pretty simple scam to get. Clinton decides she's not going to Clinton decides she's not Clinton decides she says, oh, I'm not running. Okay. Then the next day, Maggie Haberman says she hasn't closed the door. Everyone hears Clinton's not running. They don't want to believe that Clinton would be running. They don't want to believe that they're living a fantasy. So they say, well, finally, Clinton's not running. Clinton's not running. They ignore Maggie Haberman of the New York Times. A day after says, yeah, that's not true. So it was a Chappaqua cable station that said for the first time ever, Hillary Clinton said she's not running. And day after, Maggie Haberman, the New York Times, spoke to people of the Clinton campaign. They say that Hillary hasn't kept the door open, but she's really wondering why John Kerry and everybody else got to, McCain, they got to run again. And she's just wondering why she is different. Well, because they're petrified of you, Madam Secretary. But anyway, then you get the charade. Will Biden run? Biden's running. Biden was never viable. So Biden decides to run. Then he is the candidate, the establishment candidate, that's number one in the polls. Why is he number one in the polls, considering he's completely unelectable? Well, he's the closest thing to Hillary Clinton, but he's not Clinton because she's kind of not running, even though she said that she wasn't going to run, but still keeping the door open. Who knows? But nobody wants to really, nobody wants to believe it. Okay, nobody wants to believe it. People would be petrified. So they then say, well, Biden's number one. Biden's a front runner. Then impeachment comes, completely obliterates Biden's campaign. In addition to everything, when he opens his mouth, his campaign is done every second he opens his mouth. Okay? He got 0.08 in Iowa when he was a viable candidate in 2008. Okay? He did abysmal in Iowa again. So now they're saying, well, Bernie Sanders is the front runner. Well, there's three problems. Mayor Pete, Amy Klobuchar, Biden's campaign faltering, all of those people going to either Bloomberg, Amy Klobuchar, or Mayor Pete. Each one of those will serve as a counterbalance or a counterweight to Bernie Sanders. Having a whole bunch of people in the primary is a pretty overt ploy to just make sure that Bernie never wins. Big toe! I think that they're just going to wait. They're all going to wait until Durham and Barr and President Trump are going to wait until after they win the election. Then you'll have Democrats. Begging Durham and Barr to do something. But now you have like little articles here and there. Now you have the most overt attempt at making the implausible plausible. Hillary was always running. Hillary Clinton was always going to be nominee. She's going to run again in 2024. It depends. She might be nominee in 2024 also. It just depends on the Democratic Party if they have enough of losing miserably. They are now a political machine and a cult run by both Bill and Hillary. That's not hyperbole. It's a fact. She's going to be nominee again. Bernie Sanders is going to tell his voters to vote for Clinton again. It is going to be a copy and a repeat of 2016 because Democrats never admitted that they cheated Bernie Sanders, and Democrats never admitted that Trump won fair and square. He never worked with Russia. Only the most pathetic, naive, irrational imbeciles would believe that. When you have former FBI officials and intelligence operatives utilizing the media to foment the belief that another country cheated. First of all, President Obama was on CNN saying it's impossible for another country to influence a presidential election. It would be impossible. And then when they lost, suddenly it was not only possible, but it was a horrible thing. Oh my God, how we lost. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So, then you have after when you look at what's taking place now, the articles that say, well, Hillary would be Bloomberg is considering Hillary as his vice president. you have to think about it this way. Why? Now ask yourself this. Why would Clinton go from becoming the nominee, almost president, because 70,000 votes separated her from the presidency, 65 million people voting for her. Forget about the fact she cheated. She had an agreement with the DNC. The DNC engaged in numerous campaign finance violations, funneling $80 million, from down-ticket Democrats to Clinton, all of these things. But she was almost there. Why would she then take a back seat? Also, Bloomberg doesn't have national name recognition. Not even his company does. I mean, yes, if you're in finance and if you're in politics, yes. But if you're not really in finance or politics, maybe you've heard of the company, but not really. So he doesn't have national name recognition. He's not known for anything. And he hasn't differentiated himself from Amy Klobuchar or Biden or Mayor Pete or anyone else. He's not a viable candidate. He hasn't, aside from being a billionaire, he hasn't accomplished anything that would make millions upon millions of Americans vote for him. He is up now in the Democratic primary because he's buying votes. Because if you give Democrats of today anyone other than Bernie Sanders, they'll consider the person. Okay, most Democrats are not progressives. Most Democrats are liberals. Most Democrats are the I'm with her people. They don't care about Bernie, and they actually don't like Bernie Sanders. They don't like Tulsi Gabbard. And he was the mayor of New York. Okay, when was the last time a mayor, President Trump got elected, he didn't even have political experience, but now let's just read this. This is hilarious. So let's just read this. You type in Hillary Clinton on the Google. Bloomberg reportedly considering Hillary Clinton as his running mate. He's with her. He's with her? Michael Bloomberg could team up with Hillary Clinton to try and take down Trump in November by making her his running mate. Bloomberg's internal polling found the combo would be a formidable force. Now, sources close to the campaign told Drudge. Now, how difficult is it to imagine that sources close to Drudge could be perhaps influenced by the Clinton campaign? That is not bizarre. That is very plausible. Now, if Bloomberg's internal polling found the duo would be formidable, do you think the duo would be just as formidable if Clinton were running, the first female vice president? So you would have the first female vice president in the Democratic Party, or you'd have the first old billionaire man from New York. How does that poll within the Democratic Party internal polling? So you simply flip the script. They gave Democrats a plausible type of scenario. They call it Politico calls it implausible, but they gave Democrats a type of little fantasy, just to say, oh, okay, well, you know what? Just to say, well, how are people going to react? They want to believe. I want to see this Politico article. Politico, Clinton, Bloomberg. Drudge floats the implausible. Why would that be implausible? Clinton hasn't shut the door down. Don't you love how Don't you love how Democrats, they truly want to believe that they really have a Democratic, they really have a legitimate Democratic primary. Matt Drudge, the famous news aggregator and internet provocateur, shattered the lull of an otherwise calm Saturday morning with a big if true, exclusive. Bloomberg considers Hillary running mate. Okay, that's nonsense. Hillary would consider Bloomberg. Sources close to the Bloomberg campaign tell Drudge Report the candidate is considering Hillary as running mate. After their polling found the Bloomberg-Clinton combination would be a formidable force. Well, Clinton herself, with anyone else, would be formidable. They would lose, but Clinton is the only person who could take on Trump. Not even Bernie could. Bernie would have won in 2016 when I was saying, but thank God Trump won. Record low unemployment, record low black and Latino unemployment. The tweet continued, pointing to Drudge, where the scoop was played in an underlined type above. Okay, so bright red, all caps. Oh my God. Drudge, of course, has long and complicated history with Clinton-related news, having broken the Monica Lewinsky affair, in 1998, and then given surprisingly favorable treatment to Hillary's 2008 campaign. Okay. News of the possible Bloomberg-Clinton drew swift reaction online, with Trump world figures relishing the idea. I can think of, so what they're going to do is they're going to say, you said the same thing with Trump and he won. You know what? Keep underestimating Clinton. She'll win. A different story, though. I can think of absolutely nothing that would make Trump and his supporters happier. Conservative that's right. Candace Owens, do it. Hillary Clinton, make our day. So some also pointed out that Drudge had recently lost some legitimacy in Trump world after running a series of stories criticized. I love they say Trump world as if it's like this alternate universe. Could it be a way to get back on side with the president and his supporters? Or was it typical Drudge mischief making? Why would Clinton running be mischievous? Why? I swear to God. Do you understand? I was like the worst person on the planet when I was writing in 2016 and 2015. Saying that Clinton could win and Madam Secretary committed crimes. Now it's mischievous if you just say she's going to run. So you can't win. There's like no way to win. So the article is Drudge floats the implausible. Not only is it plausible, it is a certainty. You have to understand. The viewpoint here, July 27, 2016, Politico. Bloomberg urges independence back to Clinton. This is in 2016. July 27, 2016. Bloomberg urges independence back to Clinton. Former New York mayor and billionaire businessman Michael Bloomberg says he supports businessmen turned politicians, but not Donald Trump. The Democrat turned Republican turned independent scored a high-profile speaking slot on Wednesday's Democratic National Convention to make the case against Trump for independents who may be wary of Hillary Clinton, the Democratic Party. I understand the appeal of a businessman president, but Trump's business plan is a disaster in the making. Meanwhile, we have record low unemployment, 6 million jobs created, 5 million people lifted out of poverty, household median income up, GDP up, everything, the economy is amazing. Then you have deep cracks emerge in Biden's firewall. It's all the prophecy is slowly taking place, ladies and gentlemen. The prophecy is slowly taking place. The only issue now is the slow breaking of the will. This is hilarious. Just 4 years ago, Bloomberg was urging independence back to Clinton. Now, they'd have you believe that Bloomberg would pick Clinton as why would Bloomberg pick Clinton as his vice president when he won't even get enough delegates to run away with it? Because you still have to compete with Bernie Sanders, even though you're going to cheat him. This whole thing is the biggest charade we've ever seen. look, there never used to be, the primary system never used to be, alignments in Iowa and, delegates that can vote for whomever they want. It never used to be like that. That all changed after the superdelegates, they came into the picture after 1972. But here, December 15th, 2014, Clinton, Bloomberg, promote data project. Hillary Clinton appeared at a philanthropic event Monday with former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, the self-made billionaire who was on friendly terms with Jeb Bush, a potential presidential rival to Clinton. Look. The gathering focused on Data 2X, a joint venture involving the Clinton Foundation, Bloomberg Philanthropies, and the United Nations Foundation. So they're in it together. My God almighty, this is not difficult to see. Stephen Robinson. I like H.A. Goodman for Congress because he fights. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Susan Robbins. Thank you. Stephen Robinson. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. Oh, my God. It's slowly taking place. But they're not going to give me... Oh, let's see. They're not going to... It's going to be this slow, agonizing process. Slow, agonizing process. Where people... Okay, the willpower of the average person... The willpower of the average person is going to be broken. And the way it's going to be broken is that Biden, like when I said Biden was done, the whole planet was saying Biden, Biden, Biden. I said there was no Biden campaign. You're not watching a campaign. There is no Biden campaign. Okay. Now everyone says there's no Biden campaign. There's really no Biden campaign. Okay. Now they're like, Bernie Sanders, she's the front runner. No, they're going to cheat Bernie Sanders in 10 different ways. They'll talk about his essay. The pledge delegates, okay, they don't care about winning. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. They do not care about winning. They make a lot of money losing. They couldn't care less about winning. They don't care about winning because they make money losing. James, thank you. All right, let's just do this, okay? Bloomberg, and this is a different type of I'm not running than Clinton, but whatever. He said he's not running, he was running, whatever. I bill myself as the un-Trump. There's no. He calls himself the un-Trump. Oh my God. Senator Elizabeth Warren, I'm not running for president. 2017, she ran. 2018, Bloomberg says I'm not running for president. He runs. Clinton said she's not running, but actually she never said she's not running for president, but she's not running currently. But everything Clinton says is cloaked in deception, so whatever. Bloomberg not running in 2020. This is March 5th, 2019. This is exactly when Clinton, with her Chappaqua, Chappaqua News, Clinton, for the first time ever, Madam Secretary says she's not running. I'm not running. She didn't even say that. They just panned over her. They panned over her actual words, and they're like, for the first time ever. But she's like, I'm still going to be around. Yeah. It's okay. Philippe Reigns, Clinton campaign. Just begin the campaign earlier than later. You're going to annoy people. Everybody know. Well, I know what's taking place, and everybody in the back of their minds knows. It's like, look, Clinton campaign. The average Democrat, they're looking at Clinton 2020 the way the extra in Friday the 13th looks at that door. They're like, should I go? And no, don't. It's dark at night. You're alone in the house. Don't go into that house. Don't do it. Jason is there. Jason, don't go. No, don't do it. I think I'm going to walk into that abandoned shack. I heard a noise. It is late. We're in the middle of the woods, and all my friends have disappeared. But I'm an extra in Friday the 13th. I think I'm going to walk into that little shed. Yeah, that sounds very smart. Everyone knows the Clinton campaign is Jason in that shed. In the middle of the woods, late at night, your friends are missing. Okay, don't go into the shed because you're going to find Clinton 2020. But it doesn't matter whether you go in or not because Clinton 2020 is there. So the average Democrat is like, at this point right now, like, I don't know, I don't want to go in, I don't want to go in. Eventually, they'll be told by Bernie, just go into the shed, and there you go. It'll be Clinton 2020. Sam Jage! Biden only ran to stymie the Ukraine investigation, saying, look, he's investigating his rival. Exactly. The investigation was open before he ran. Exactly. The investigation, that's actually a key point. That's a key point. Sam Jage, that's a point that I should have brought up a lot, and I didn't. Excellent point, Sam Jage. Thank you. That's true. Anabon 31458, thank you. Thank you, Anabon 31458. Thank you so very, 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 very much. Thank you as always. Hope all is well. Sam, that's a great point. That is a great point. Yeah. So that whole thing, they made such a big deal. Oh, his direct political rival. Biden was done after Iowa. I mean, you know, the issue here is Sam Jage, Anabon 31458, thank you. The issue here is this is a charade. I'm trying to tell everybody. Michael Bloomberg says he will not run for president in 2020. Okay. Let's read this. I believe I would defeat Donald Trump in a general election, yeah, right, but I am clear-eyed about the difficulty of winning the Democratic nomination in such a crowded field. Bloomberg wrote an opinion piece posted on Bloomberg. Our highest, he literally writes, our highest office, my deepest obligation. I'm not running, but I am launching a new campaign, Beyond Carbon. Okay, whatever. These people, they fly in private jets and they pontificate. These are like the televangelists of our age. They're like, if you believe in the Lord, you'll abide by everything I say. Oopsie. Caught me with photos of wonderful people in the night. Oh, my God. Keep giving in that money. Keep giving in that money. If you want this blessed water, send $59.99 or maybe $69.99 to the phone, the phone number below. They're the new televangelists. Except this time they're like, carbon. I'm starting a thing called Beyond Carbon. So let's just read what he wrote. This is Bloomberg, the person now who wants Clinton to be his vice president. Okay, I'm going to read you this. This is Bloomberg. So just months back, the guy writes, I've never made my secret of my belief that Donald Trump is a threat to our country, except when you're golfing with him. then the golf game is all good. At the 2016 Democratic Convention, I said, New Yorkers know a con when we're selling. That's why they elected you mayor. Last fall, I spent more than $100 million supporting Democrats in the midterms. Okay. Republicans in Congress had failed. Instead, they indulged in the worst impulses and refused to work with Democrats on the most urgent issues, like passing Medicare for all. Oh, that's right. The Democrats don't want that. It's essential that we nominate a Democrat who will be the strongest position to defeat Trump and bring our country back together. Basically, Democrats will create as much havoc as possible and then they can say, our country's back together again. No, you've just stopped creating havoc because you finally got what you wanted. Okay, so many people have urged me to run. Some have told me that to win the Democratic nomination, I would need to change my views to match the polls, but I have been hearing that my whole political career. I've run for office 3 times and won each time. Yeah, so what? In New York, big deal. In no small part because I've never stuck my finger in the wind to decide what I should believe. You ran for New York, and you're a billionaire in New York. It's not that difficult. It's not who I am, nor do I think it's what voters want in a leader. They want someone who levels with them. Oh, my God. Whatever. I came out. I love our country too much to sit back and hope for the best as national problems get worse. But I also recognize that until 2021, and possibly longer, our only real hope of progress lies outside of Washington. What? Okay, so... Yeah. Beyond carbon, blah, 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 blah. I hope those who have urged me to run and to stand... I hope those who have urged me to run and to stand up for the values and principles that they hold dear will understand that my decision not to run was guided by one question. How can I best serve the country? Now he's like, yeah, Hillary, be my vice president. I totally am not acting. Well, there would be no higher honor than serving as president. My highest obligation as a citizen is to help the country the best way I can right now. Oh, that's good. Oh, look, he's up in the polls. He's beating Bernie Sanders in a whole bunch of states. That's bizarre. How did that happen? That's bizarre. Bloomberg is really disingenuous. No way a billionaire thinks Medicare for all is economically viable. Yeah, no, I agree with you. And in fact, Animal 31458, he doesn't want Medicare for all. But, you know, the whole thing is the Democrats don't either. They're being so easily manipulated. Like, to be a Democrat, you have to want to be manipulated. You have to want to be manipulated. Hail Cobra. No PhD Coyote. Hello. Nathan Mikowski. Likely or months before or during the convention. I don't know. I have to tell you, Nathan, I don't know. I would imagine Madam Secretary will swoop down like a falcon grabbing onto a little tiny, beautiful bunny rabbit. I would imagine a month, 2 months before. I don't know. Could be the day of the convention. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I've had the pulse of what's going on since 2017. Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. That was in my Huffington Post article. Nathan, I don't know when, I don't know how, but Clinton will be nominee. It could even be like Bernie Sanders wins the nomination, and then he's like, I'm taking this crown and putting it on Hillary's head, and I'm giving, she's the nominee, everyone. Yay! Could be like, I don't know how they do it. But Clinton will be the nominee. I'm not sure. I would imagine, not making a prediction, I would imagine she, begins running months before and then says, you want to give me your delegates? Okay, give me all delegates. Billy Blue, hello. Nathan, thank you. Democrats are the new televangelists. Carbon. Climate change. You know who benefits from climate change? The man below with the pitchfork. Be gone, carbon. Vote for Michael Bloomberg in 2020. Be gone. carbon, CO2, be gone. Then they're like, in the process, they push a Cold War with Russia. Meanwhile, we're at far greater risk of nuclear annihilation than President Obama's beachfront property being overtaken because of climate change. Let me see. Okay, so President Obama, beach. Realtor.com. President Obama and Michelle Obama are buying this island retreat, and it's peculiar. So they're buying an island retreat, and all you hear about is climate change. Like the sea levels are up. Oh wow, that's a great deal that the former president got. Yeah. This is so great. This is so awesome. After years of vacationing in Martha Vineyards, President Obama may finally be ready to purchase a home on the affluent island off the coast of Massachusetts. But I thought the sea levels were going to rise. Oh well. Yeah. The Obamas have a long history of renting on the island. We're supposed to worry about the sea levels rising. This is the Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so great. Oh my god. This is so great. I love it. Oh. Aldo, thank you. Be gone, CO2. Take your demonic presence with you, CO2 carbon. Be gone, climate change. What's that? Oh, President Obama bought oceanfront property. Fantastic. Yes. Oh, what's this? Bloomberg reportedly considering Hillary Clinton as running mate. I thought he penned this heartfelt op-ed. You mean he didn't? He didn't mean what he said? So, anyway, I do not take this seriously. This is not happening. Ken, yes, Ken. HA, next time you are in New York, drinks are on me. You seem like a great guy. Ken, thank you so very much, Ken. Greatly appreciated, Ken S. Thank you, Ken. Greatly appreciated. Thanks for the kind words. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you. Michael Bloomberg says he will not run for president in 2020. And then Bloomberg reportedly considering Hillary Clinton as his running mate. Oh my God. Ken, thank you again, Ken. Tim Slater. Hillary is never charged with any crimes, a major focus of Trump's last campaign. Do you think she will be a better candidate this time? Yes, Tim, I think she'll be a better candidate. I think she'll lose by a wider margin, but I think that she'll be a better candidate. It could be razor close, razor thin, Tim. I don't know. She could win. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, Tim Slater, Ken, everyone here. I will go on record as saying Hillary Clinton could win. I give her 10% chance. 10% chance. Yeah. 90% Trump wins. My prediction is that Trump wins. But you know, I think Tim, she's going to be a much better candidate. But, you know, I mean, Michael Bloomberg says he will not run for president in 2020. March 5th, 2019. So, okay. Michael Bloomberg said he's not running. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. So he's not going to run for president. Okay. So Michael Bloomberg's not running for president. Okay. No, not going to run. Bloomberg is not going to run for president. Okay. That's good. He's not running. Not running. Oh, okay. All right. So he's not running because he said so. He wrote a poignant article. Yeah. So this is March 5th, 2019. Yeah. Only a couple months back. Yeah. Not running, everyone. Okay. So don't worry. Bernie can win, you know, because no one's going to, it's not like a billionaire is going to, you know, come on. The billionaire class is afraid of Bernie. They're not just going to run and, you know, swoop into the election and buy the election. Come on. Oh, what's this? New York Post. Bloomberg reportedly considering Hillary Clinton as his running mate. February 15, 2020. Oh, my God. That's so funny. At what point should people say this is an elaborate charade? We are all getting played. It rhymes, but it's an elaborate charade. It is an elaborate charade. It's a ploy, okay? They are doing, this is like Groucho Marx said, it's one big club. What is it? I wouldn't join a club. Well, I forgot what it was. If they allowed me, I wouldn't join the club or whatever. But this is the opposite. They're not allowing anyone. Oh, that's actually what George Carlin said. It's one big club, and you ain't in it. You ain't in it. So, look, this isn't rocket science. They're throwing out different. The average American now is okay with Clinton running because enough people have heard her name alongside the words vice president. That's also a thing, too. There's a psychological component here. Because you say, well, Hillary Clinton, president, Bloomberg is considering Hillary Clinton as his running mate for what? For vice president. Oh, Clinton, president, Clinton, president. People say Clinton, president, Clinton, president. So, oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is salacious news here. I'm not going to repeat this. Oh, my goodness. Tim, thank you. Jimbo, thank you. Good day, HA. Listening to Bloomberg makes watching paint dry seem like a UFC cage match. Jimbo, thank you so very, very much. That's a great analogy. Yes. Yes. Wow. Oh my goodness. Please, Clinton campaign, we've had enough. Everyone, like, they keep on doing this. The Democrats, like, the Clinton campaign is playing extra cautious. The Clinton campaign is playing extra cautious. They're like, we are just going to slowly but surely break the will of all of these people. So, but it's okay. She could enter now and she'd win easily. There's nobody that would even come close to her. Well, who knows? Maybe she's just going to, after Super Tuesday, who cares? Who cares when? Jesse Lopez, hello. Lowriders for Trump. Very awesome. Very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, I am running out of steam. Hillary Clinton will be the nominee. Hillary Clinton will be the nominee. Hillary Clinton will be the nominee. Click your heels as you say this, and you will be swept back to Chappaqua. And you'll get to, I don't know. Or you'll see Beetlejuice. But ladies and gentlemen, Clinton will be the nominee. Just read the Bloomberg. It's kind of like a Judas Priest album. You have to actually read anything with Clinton backwards. So it's actually Hillary Clinton considers Bloomberg as vice president, not the other way around. Anyway, I'll be here around 11 o'clock p.m. So check your check this channel for a live stream. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. God bless. To my super chat, thank you. And everyone, I will see you soon. You have to be here. When Clinton becomes the nominee, this has to be. I'm going to do a live stream on this channel and a live stream on the other channel, on my H.A. Goodman's other channel too. You have to be here when Clinton becomes nominee. It is going to be an epic worldwide event. Give me your on this channel on H.A. Goodman on YouTube. Give me your thoughts. Thank you so very much. God bless.